So tonight we have someone who I've had my eye on for quite a long time now. And if you guys know Ashleigh, you know that she is Spitfire, and she just totally came out of nowhere and started rocking this incredible business. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear from her, to hear her heart, to hear all of her tips tonight of how she's built such an incredible business. And if you know her and you see her on social, she's always showing up. She's always staying visible. She's always just such a light and full of so much energy. And I'm like, I need whatever she has, because I want some of that energy. So Ashleigh, I'm so glad that you are on here.
This is like, I'm on Alyssa Marie's Zoom right now. Someone pinch me. I think I've arrived. I think that's I'm good. I can go to heaven now.
You're good. And I'm good too, because I'm excited. I'm ready to type all the notes. I can't wait to learn from you. But I just want you to start off with sharing your story, because it's so easy for, everyone can see the glitz and the glam and what you've built so far. But a lot of the time they don't truly know the story behind it. So will you just start by sharing your story of how you got started, what your journey has looked like?
Yeah, you bet. So I am so excited to be on, you guys, and I hope you're excited too. I trust if you're excited, I can see your face. So Alyssa Coop, you look so cute. I can see you. You're excited to see me. Cheyenne, hi. You're excited to see me. Oh, Chelsea Kiss. Chelsea, is that your real last name, Kiss? That is a great last name. Shoot. Law, that's a stage name, Chelsea Kiss. Okay. I love it. All right. Thank you. Look at all these faces. Oh, Megan with little BB. That's how we do it. That's how we rock the business. So my name is Ashleigh Mayfield. I don't know why I'm whispering. My husband's asleep. I don't know why. All right. It's fine. So thank you for putting your cameras on. I appreciate that, you guys. I feel like that's really respectful. So my name is Ashleigh Mayfield, and I was a full-time retail manager when I first found out about this business. My husband was a pastor on staff at a church, and we were just tired. We were overworked and underpaid. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, making 40. Anyone's salary? Can you drop a 1 in the chat if you're salary? It's like, hey, we're going to pay you $45,000 a year. We're going to work you like you're only making $5 an hour. And it's just not fun. And so I started following a total stranger online. And on Instagram, I was really cool. I was in the coupon community on Instagram, and I started following a total stranger online, and I followed her for 18 months. How many of you have been in less than 18 months? Can you drop a 2 in the chat? Cool. I'm seeing all those 2s. For 18 months, I never liked a photo. I never commented on anything. I never sent her a message. For 18 months, this girl had my attention. 18 months. The first 12, I did nothing but make fun of her. Y'all got those people you make fun of? You're like, I hate this person, but you can't. It's like a bad zit. You can't stop picking. Okay. And so, I'm trying to drive this point home, because I'm letting you guys know, if you quit, she could have at any moment. If she had quit, I would not be here. I knew I had to partner with her. I knew she was it. Okay. And it took me 18 months. First 12, I made fun of her. The last 6, I'm telling you, if the girl woke up eating Fruity Pebbles, I was eating Fruity Pebbles. I wanted what she had. I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the belief in myself. Ashleigh Mayfield lacking confidence. Yeah, I'm a broken human just like you. I am not better than you. There is nothing greater on the inside of me that is not on the inside of each and every one of you. So I joined this business May 24th, 2016. It's important to know I did walk away from my full-time job right before I joined. And I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with having a career. And I was tired of not having time. I was tired of not seeing my kids. And so I joined for an extra $200 to $300 a month. Had I joined my enroller, had she put pressure on me to perform, had she put pressure on me to produce, I'd have quit. But she was like, $200 to $300. Let's go. Let's see how quick we can get that for you. And when I joined, they were in the middle of giving away a free cruise. It was 2016. And, you had to earn your spot there. It was kind of like Margaritaville right now. So don't sleep on that, you guys. We have a whole nother 30 days. Do not sleep on that. Okay. unless Alyssa Marie knows it's going to extend into December, which she's more than welcome to stop me. And she can tell us that too. Right. And so, so you guys don't sleep on it. That I watched my enroller go on the cruise in 2015. So when I joined in May of 2016, I said, what do I need to do to get on the cruise? It wasn't the money. I'm not money driven, which is funny because I'm like 60% red. I wish I had that part of red. I'm not money driven. My parents got divorced and we grew up in a single wide trailer. I didn't have a lot growing up. My mom worked 3 jobs to put food on the table. I was lucky if I got new school clothes once a year. Okay, ramen noodles, I used to eat them dry. That's because I had to spice it up because we used to eat them cooked all the time. I started eating them dry, okay? Like poor. Okay, we were poor. And so I don't know money. And so when I joined, I just wanted to get on this cruise. I was willing to do anything to get on the cruise. We had never been on the cruise. Jason and I had talked about going on a cruise. At the time, we were married for just over 9 years. Our honeymoon was supposed to go on a cruise, but we never had a honeymoon because we couldn't afford it. And so in 60 days, I went Ruby. And I got exactly what I wanted. And how many of you know if you get exactly what you want, you tie, you die? I teach that a lot. You have a goal, you have a dream, and you're like, "Dut, dut, 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 dut." If you tie, you die. And I got exactly what I wanted. And so I sat at Ruby for 8 to 9 months, and I wanted to quit the entire month of December 2016. And I'll never forget, Jason sat me down on the couch one day, and he was like, I don't want you to quit, but I can't see you like this. I just cry every day. And you guys, how many of you know in those moments where things are difficult, we blame the business? This isn't working. It's my team. Fill in the blank. It's the product. It's the company. It's the shipping. It's the customer service. It's my network sucks. You know, I'm from a small town. Like, we want to start casting blame. And what I didn't realize is it had nothing to do with it works. God was changing something on the inside of me. And when you level up, it's painful. And so I didn't quit. It's very important to know when I joined, I committed 1 year. And I woke up in January of 2017 and I said, new year, new me. And I'm going to go all in. I committed 1 year and I got 5 months left and I'm going to go all in. And I went on Facebook Live and I lied. I said I had the fastest growing team in the company. The disposition comes before the position. And I went to conference because someone told me to. Better get to conference. If anybody been to conference yet, drop a 3. Drop a 3 if you've ever been to a conference. Okay, some of you might have, some of you might not have. That's okay. Guys, get your conference ticket, I'm telling you. I was crying at conference. We're at lunch, the day of conference. We're at lunch. My team's like, there was 5 of us, me, my husband, and 3 teammates. That's all I had. And I was a low-paid Ruby. My whole leg had fallen apart. And there was a lot more people underneath me at that time. We probably had 30 distributors. 5 were working, or 4 were working. I was one of the 4. My husband didn't go. They're like, why are you crying? I was like, they told me to get to conference and nothing's happening. Where's the manna from heaven? When Jesus coming down on a cloud? I don't see nothing. And so I left conference, and I don't know, you guys, sometimes your blessing doesn't come in that moment. Sometimes it comes right after. But had I not gone to conference, I wouldn't have been open for it. And 6 weeks later, I went diamond. I went from Ruby to double diamond in 5 months because in January of 2017, I made a decision. You want to know why I'm at where I'm at right now? I made a decision in January 2017. So I went double diamond. I went from Ruby to diamond. I got my husband diamond. 2 months later, I got myself double diamond in August of 2017. And I had a Holy Spirit moment. If you don't believe in Jesus, I apologize. I do. So you got to put up with my story tonight. Okay. And so I had a Holy Spirit moment. And I felt like my entire business was going to fall apart because I had unintentionally bulldozed over my entire team to get exactly what I wanted. And so I read a book that led me to the color personality. And the color personality I've been using in my business since August 17. It's completely changed my life. Me as a human, it's changed. And I realized that I had to learn how to put on the yellow hat and for my team. And I decided to put myself on the back burner. I said, God, I'm not going to promote again until my team is ready. And because I made that decision, because I put the tribe first, that's how a lot of people found out who I was. Jason and I started going debt free. And literally 2 years ago tomorrow, we announced our debt free journey on Facebook Live. It was November 5th, 2017. And There were 3 green carpets last year. I was double, triple prez. And then in March of this year, right after conference this year, I went ambassador. And all of that happened because I made a decision in January of 2017. And you might think, oh, Ashleigh, it's, win ambassador. That's amazing. It was. And then guess what happened in April? I woke up and the company wants to do this amazing thing. They're like, oh, you get to do it all again. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh, Ashleigh, what you thinking? You want me to do this again? You know how many gray hairs? I might have like a black hair on my chin because of this company. Okay. You want me to do this again? And I just kind of sat paralyzed in April, and I woke up May 1st. And guess what I did? I made a decision. And I said, it took me 10 months to go diamond first go round. I'm going to do it in 90 days. And in May, I went ruby. In June, I went emerald. And in July, I went diamond. And so I am not a perfect person. This has come with a lot of growth, a lot of tears, a lot of people quitting. And it's not been perfect, but I promise you 1000% it is worth it.
Oh my gosh. So good. And something that you said that I kind of want to ask a question on is your money mindset, because I feel like it's something that we teach so greatly as we become successful, because we know what we've had to do in that area to be able to grow, because it can hold you back so much. So how did you overcome that, from coming from a trailer park to living on ramen noodles to being who you are today? What have you had to do? Because I know that can hold so many people back, whether it's being worthy or like they have, this blueprint that's instilled in them that money's bad. So yep. How did you overcome that to be where you are today?
So I'm still overcoming that. That's actually one thing that I've really focused on this summer. And so I'll say that it started like me and Jason being on the same page with money was huge. We got on the same page whenever we wanted to go debt free. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago tomorrow. And that was really, really huge, because my husband is a huge dreamer. I mean, huge dreamer. We got in an argument one time because he was looking at like $4 million houses on the beach. And I'm like, what are you doing? We're never going to have that kind of money. He was like, you are such a dream killer. And I was like, oh, snap, I kind of am. And so I guess I'm very much like just a very realistic type person. And I'm not a window shopper. I don't want to go shopping until I know what I want and I have the money and all that. So I would say like us getting our finances right allowed me to go from a negative mindset to at least like seeing, holy crap, like we've done this, we're doing this. Mm-hmm. But you guys, I still struggle with money. Even right now, some things that I've done, I want to be driven by the money. So some things that I've done intentionally. Now, if you got to get your debt right, okay? Because you sleep better at night. Your sex life is better when you debt free. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Alyssa gave me permission to be real. I'm going to be real, okay? And I'm just like, yeah. What I will say is that I think, for money, it's not about, there's nothing wrong with the house. There's nothing wrong with the car. I'm not super materialistic, but a couple things that I've had to do to feel better about myself with money is to be intentional in one article of clothing. Mm-hmm. So you need to dress the part. I think we all know whenever you dress up, and we've all heard that, like, whenever you're going to a wedding, you get super fancy and you actually do your hair and you put your makeup on, that helps you feel better about yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's important that you do feel better about yourself when it does come to money. And so I have found that I have a shoe fetish and I love me some shoes. Okay. Bought my first pair of red bottoms a couple weeks ago. I feel like a whole new woman when I wear those. And so I think like spending your money wisely and allowing it to like pour back into yourself. I do a lot of that. I invest a lot in my personal growth. That's helped me increase my money mindset. I put affirmations in my phone, I say every single day, that allow me to think positive about the money. It's not the money that's the issue. It's your belief system about the money. And so I think finding ways to fix your belief system about the money, understanding that God wants you to win with money. And I think in the church, there's so much oppression that, oh, you can't give, or that or you can only give and you can only support people. No. I'm not called to go to Africa, but I deserve to make a lot of money so I can send as many people to Africa. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like we need more good people in the world that will do good things. And if you think money is wrong, guess what? I did not feel wrong when I paid for a car cash because my other car was broken down and we couldn't even trust it to drive across the state of Florida. I did not feel bad when I was able to move across the state of Florida to put my kids, or to take my kids from a school that was rated 2 out of 10 in the state of Florida to a school that was rated 8 out of 10 in the state of Florida. And so when you want to put yourself in a position of like, well, I'm not worthy of that. No, you are. Your family is worthy of driving a car that doesn't break down. And all of that. But I'll do this. I do this on every single Zoom that I'm on. I would love for each and every one of you, there's 63 people in here. How many of you, like, what, do this. What amount would make you poop your pants if you opened it in an It Works paycheck? For me, it was $6,000. I was like, I ain't making no $6,000. And my first double diamond check was $6,030. What's the amount? $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $6,000, $2,000. And some people, it might be $500. That's fine. It's okay. Whatever it is. $5,000, $10,000, $2,000. I love it. $1,000, $2,500, $7,000, $20,000, $2,000. Poop the pants. $30,000. I love that. I didn't even have a brain cell for $2,000 when I first joined. But then once I went diamond, $6,000. Cool. Cool. $5,002. I love that, Grace. $6,000. All right. Now I want you guys to be dead honest with me. How many books have you finished in the last 90 days? Finished.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you, Chelsea. You're the first person that was honest. Thank you. Lots of zeros. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where I'm going to get real. There's a level of arrogance thinking that you're entitled to something that you couldn't go out in corporate America and get today. You have a level of arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get really frustrated because why aren't I there yet? Why don't I have that? You couldn't go out in corporate America and get a $30,000 paycheck. Who are you kidding? You couldn't go get a $10,000 paycheck, could you? Could you go get a $6,000 paycheck? Maybe. 5,000? You tell me. You tell me. The last time you're on the Zoom. That's funny, Julia. And so, I would just say you have to become the person your results require. If you want to win with money, it's you. The money is just like time. It's just energy. It comes and it goes. It's not one person's better than the other. It's not one person's heart is better than the other. Money goes to bad people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have a capacity for it? Have you become the person? Because you can get money and it can go just as quick. How many of you guys know that?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing special about attaining something, but there sure as crap is something sexy about sustaining. When you can sustain an income level, when you can sustain a rank, when you can sustain a relationship, there's something sexy about that.
Yes.
You don't want no one-hit wonders on here. And so you can say you want the $10,000 check, you can get it, and then you can drop right back down to $2,000. There's a lot of people that live that yo-yo life. Mm-hmm. I'm not about that yo-yo life. I want sustenance. I want depth. And the reason that I'm grateful I've been able to do that, not Ashleigh Mayfield, grace of Jesus, but it's because in January 2017, I made a decision. And that was the first moment I started doing self-development. I haven't missed a day since. I'm either reading, listening, watching every single day. Some days it's 15 minutes, other days it's hours. You guys want to grow your money mindset? You want to expand yourself? It's you. It's you, your growth. You have not, because you're not going out there and getting it because you don't know any better, because you're not pouring into yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So when you say that you made the decision to just go all in, how did you what was that mindset shift like? And how did it help you? Like when obstacles would come, knowing that the decision was made, how did you get through those obstacles?
So I think for me, I just decided in my mind, I think as women, shout out any brothers that are on here. Okay. But I think as women, when we've had enough, we've had enough.
Yeah.
Right? And we do it with our kids all the time. You take it. Dude, when I open my mouth, I can shut my whole house down. Yeah. Okay. In my marriage, if Jason's poking me, I can rawr. Okay. We all have that capacity. Mm-hmm. And what's funny is that decision, that ability to just be like, no, I'm not tolerating this anymore. We think, oh, I have a hard time doing that. No, you don't. Someone's punching you in the face, you're going to say no. Your kid's annoying the crap out of you, you're going to say no, right? And so that same capacity is within you. There's usually just the success that's scary. You just have to make a decision. I never knew what I was running towards. So the success never scared me. I still don't know what I'm running towards some days, you guys. I struggle each new level. Yes, I have goals, but like that deep yearning why that gets me out of bed. I'm at the top of the company and I'm still discovering it, you guys, every day. I'm still like, what makes me jump out of bed in the morning, Mayfield? Let's get it together. But you want to know what I knew? You either know where you're running towards, which I didn't, or you better know sure as crap what you're running from. Yeah. And I knew I was running from working 50 to 60 hours a week, being paid 40. I knew I was running from missing moments with my babies. I knew I was running from drowning in debt. And so I made a decision. And when I did, I knew that we are the first ones to give up on ourselves, right? And sure, other people quit, and give up, but we give up on ourselves quick. And so I had to put things all over. I remember putting signs all over my house. I had a sign in my bathroom. I had a sign on the back of my front door. I had a sign above my TV. I had a sign in my kitchen. I had a sign above my dining room table. I had a sign in my office. I had things on my phone. Why? Dude, I was like, I live in Florida, we have pest control, right? I'm like, the bug guy probably thinks I'm a psycho with all these signs around my I didn't care. Yeah. What did I need? I needed to stay triggered. I needed, when I walked out of my office and I put my mom hat on, to remember why I'm fighting. I had to keep my goals in front of me, because it's no one's responsibility to take you where you want to go. It's not your husband's. It's sure as crap is not your upline. It is not your upline's responsibility. They're there to guide you. They are not your boss. And it's hard. It's hard coming into this industry and going from an employee mindset to a business owner mindset. But you got to start acting like business owners. You got to start figuring out how to get yourself up, how to get yourself out of the chair. If you know what? I used to punish myself. That's how I made a decision. Hey, I'm not going to eat I love me some pumpkin pie, y'all. I'm not going to get pumpkin pie until I sit my butt down and I do what I'm supposed to do. Okay. And like, you figure out what works and you say yes to more of that. And that's what I decided to do. And so often we know what works, but we're not doing it enough, or we freaking get what we want and we stop doing it and it makes no sense. And then we have all these other things in our lives. We're like, oh, I got like 13 birthday parties I got to go to this month. Do you want to go to them? No. Is it bringing you closer to your goals? No. Then why are you going to them? Because I don't know how to say no and I'm afraid to hurt little Johnny's feelings. Is little Johnny in your 5-year plan? Sorry, like you gotta say yes more to the things that are working, and then everything else you just gotta say no to. And that's what I decided. I decided to do those things.
I think that, people don't realize that it takes a lot of work to build something that you have built, that I have built, and the trade-offs that we have made to be where we are. I mean, we've both made so many trade-offs, Ashleigh. And I think that a lot of people come into this not realizing the trade-offs that have to be made in order to be like truly successful. Like reading the numbers of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 3,000, there are trade-offs that have to be made in order to even achieve those numbers. And so when you bring someone in and they're telling you, okay, I want $2,000 a month, I want $3,000 a month, how real are you with them from the very beginning of what that truly looks like, what that work will look like? Because I know that people come in and of course they want that large paycheck, but they don't really realize what it takes to hit it,
Oh yeah. And I think that, a lot, and I love, I just got done reading with my emerging leaders and above. We read 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and John C. Maxwell talks about that. You don't have to show up to go up. You have to give up to go up.
Yeah.
You got to give up. There's a sacrifice. It's going to cost you something. And sometimes the cost is deep and it's tough and we're not willing to pay it. Well, what's the cost of staying where you're at? Mm-hmm. What are you losing out on by not doing it? Right. Yeah. And so what's it going to cost you by not going to conference? It'll cost me 5 figures. My God. Okay. Like it'll cost me so much. And so, I think I always remind people that their thoughts, their words, and their actions all have to be in alignment. And a lot of times what we find in this industry is we have the people who are thinking, I'm going to make 10,000. I'm going to make 10,000. And they're the first one. They're like the parrot, right? I'm going to make 10,000. I'm going to make 10,000. But their actions don't speak 10,000 actions, $10,000 actions. And I dare to say your actions probably need to be at like 15,000, because we all need that margin of error, because we're all going to fall short of our goal. And so you got to act like a 15,000 if you want a 10,000. And so I'm going to, anyone that comes in, you want $500. Well, we got to start doing emerald work, because you might not get emerald, and that's okay. We're going to land at ruby. You know, if you want to make $10,000 a month, you want 5 figures, you better work like you want $100,000 a month. Why? Because no one that set out to work and do $100,000 a month missed $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
They might land at 60, but they sure as heck further along than 10. We have to start doing more. And we come in and, you know, sometimes I think that, and I mean, I'm just going to be real. Can I be real with y'all? I'm being real. Sometimes I think as top leaders that we do a disservice. And this is why I think it's really mindful. You can't be posting like top leaders sometimes, because there's some, and this is no knock on anybody, because I be doing this stuff too. Okay. I'm calling myself out right now too. But sometimes we want to make it all look like it's a pretty, like we're always traveling. We always spending money. We always on the go. And so like, we have to get better at showing that hustle muscle, at showing that. And so you got to take some things with a grain of salt. Okay. When I started my second account, once I got to the top, I was like, I kind of got to go back to start posting how I once did. Now I'm not posting no black grain and bling. Don't you be coming up on here trying to be It Works 8675309 on Instagram. Okay. Don't be doing Alyssa Marie gonna come at you with that. Okay. Don't be doing that on social media, queen. Don't be doing that on her downline. Okay. No black grain and bling here. But what I'm saying is, you got to be mindful what you're putting out, because if you're putting out that, oh, all we have to do is wear cute clothes and make a post on social media and you can make $500 a month. Well, guess what? You're going to sign people that talk about 500 and think about 500, but they're not going to be doing $500 actions, because you set them up to make them think all they had to do was wear a green shirt and make a status, and now they can make $500. Yes. So I think there's some ownership in the way that we are marketing our business, and that because I market how I've paid off debt. I market the financial freedom that I'm helping people bring, which there's clear, I mean, I'm either doing a really good job or I'm a liar, right? Like I'm either doing the hustle or I'm like straight bulldog lying. And because we've accomplished so much financially, and our goal as a tribe is to help the most people go debt free, we have a lot of facts that we get to share about that. And so we come in and we're like, hey, it's going to be hard work, but this full-time teacher, she just went 100% credit card free. And now she's making an average of $4,710, insert income disclosure, on average, in addition to being a full-time elementary school teacher. If she can do it, you can too. Yeah. When you start marketing the facts of what you're doing and showing that hustle, that's going to attract people that don't just think it and talk it, but that have that work ethic to match it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. So how does, like, you bring someone in, what do you teach them in the first 30 to 60 days to kind of build that belief muscle, but also really help them find their strengths?
Yep. So we are heavy on the color personality. So I have every new distributor, whether anywhere in the tribe, when you tribe, you tribe. So every new distributor in the tribe does a color personality test. I'm a little bit of a wizard. I mean, I've been studying this thing for 26 months. Like I said, it's changed my life. It's changed Ashleigh Mayfield as a human. So I speak that personality test in and out. And like, I'm convinced I know the most about it. Like, I'm that headstrong.
What do you feel like about it changed you the most?
So I think it made an impact. So here's kind of how it went down. I listened to a book that someone on a Zoom mentioned a book. It was John C. Maxwell, The 5 Levels, or How Successful People Lead. And I just had a Holy Spirit moment. I felt like I needed to read the book. And in the book, he talked about the 5 levels of leadership. And he was talking about, I don't remember all the different levels and names. Listen, I only take out the good parts. I didn't even finish the book. I got the Holy Spirit moment and I said, boom, here we go. Yeah. And so it basically was talking about what level of leadership you're on. And in my brain, I could relate, like the first level is like, entry level, like people don't really respect you because you're a key holder and you don't really have no authority, right? Level 2 was really all about relationships. And I was like, well, that's not me because I'm not a yellow. So I was like, I don't care about that level. Let's get level 2. But then when it got to level 3, I was like, oh, I'm a level 3 leader. I have my name known. I add to the bottom line. I get results. Everything about a level 3 leader, I was like, yes, like this is me. And it said, you can go from 1 to 3 like that. But if you don't go back and build level 2, your whole building's going to come crumbling down. And dude, I'm telling you, I was like, I need to learn how to have relationship with people. And I need to learn how to serve people. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to wear that yellow hat. I'm very red and I am very blue. I might have had an ounce of yellow and I'm like negative 37% green. All right. And so I knew, and so I was very intentional, but it led me to the color personality. I just remembered learning about it. And it just for some reason I was led to the color personality and I just fell in love with it. I studied it for 3 days. I took the test over and over and over to try to figure out how to get the different colors, like manipulating the test to figure it out. And as like, I'm not over the course of 3 daes of just being intentional, studying, I walked out of my office and I was able to accurately articulate Jason and my 2 daughters without them ever taking the test. I was like, oh my God. And I just had this massive light bulb. Like it was crazy, the epiphany that I had about how my oldest daughter always thinks, she's like, I mean, she would sit at the dinner table growing up and she'd just be like, I'm so different than you guys. I'm so different than you guys just a few years ago. And I was like, what do you mean you're different? She's a yellow. Me, my husband, and my youngest, we're all dominant reds. She's a yellow. She cares about other people. She puts everybody else first. She likes recycling. She wants to save the planet. She wants to stop alcohol one day. I'm sorry. I'm not, well, I stopped being a dream killer. So I was like, you stop alcohol, baby. And then I'm like rolling my eyes in my head. She wants to stop alcohol one day. Okay. And so like, just yellow. And so I found this out and it changed my life because I was like, oh my gosh, for the first time, I understand how to discipline my kids different. I understand why when Jocelyn, the yellow, I look at her and she melts. Allison, my little baby gator, I could throw her up against the wall. She'd look at me and she'd be like, that's all you got? Man, I'll knock this kid out, okay? Y'all know you got one of them kids too that just, okay, she's Ashleigh Jr. And so because of that, I was like, what if I learned how to like talk to my leaders different because of this? What if and so then I made my leaders do it. And then I was like, well, hold on. What if every new person that came into our tribe, what if we helped understood it's the same 4 personalities over and over. What if I figured out who they were? And then once we did that, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I start blitzing people? And what if when I'm talking to potentials, when they ask me 5,947 questions, I'm like, they're agreeing. Mm-hmm. What if when, they're like, oh my gosh, whenever I travel, I always get someone that wants to join. They're probably a blue, right? They're seeing me have a lot of fun. I'm out of my zone. I'm traveling on an airplane, right? Like what if whenever I'm serving people and I'm showing pictures being with my kids, I want to help my husband. He works so hard and I'm a stay-at-home mom. Those are my yellows. And then whenever I'm making the bonuses, people like, shoot, okay, Mayfield, I've been watching you for a long time. Show me the money. Jerry Maguire, show me the money. They're my reds. And so now I know how to market effectively. Now I know how to talk to people. So it's changed my entire life. Okay. So back to the first question, whenever a new person joins us, we have the same system that we do with all of them. We get them in our team page. We have a small training video that they watch. We make them take the color personality. And then I just jump on a 15 or 20 minute Zoom with them. You guys, and this isn't a knock if this is how you do it, kudos to you. But I'm not about sending a brand new person an entire dissertation of 15 and a half things they're supposed to do. Don't ask me where the half comes in, but I assure you, some of y'all greens know you'd be asking like 7.5 questions. And, but like some people do that and that might work for them. But what I have found is that sales is the transfer of energy from one person to another. And if I need you to believe something, I don't need you to trust in yourself. I don't need you to have confidence in yourself. I need you to have confidence in me. Mm-hmm. And you need to see me to have that, baby. You got to feel me to have that. And I also know I'm kind of aggressive. And so shocker, right? And so if I can get you on a Zoom and I can breathe the life into you and I could be like, man, we're going to do this. And I can cast this vision, but we don't do it like this. We do it like this. I got to be the macro for them, but I got to start them on the micro. And so the first thing I need to do is I need to help them get that shopping spree as quick as possible. Hey, you can want to go diamond, you can want to go black diamond in the next 30 days, but we're going to start with that shopping spree. We're going to find out how you're going to put your money where your mouth is. We all have those people. I'm going diamond in 30 days. Hey. And then they're like still on commission qualified 29 days later, right? Or commission hold 25 days later.
Yeah.
Right? So like, you're not doing nothing, boo. You hadn't even logged into eSuite. And so for me, how hard are you going to work for that shopping spree? How coachable are you going to be during that shopping spree? Are you like, hey, I'm getting my 4 customers in the next 38 hours. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why I said 38 hours, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, so that to me is goal number 1. And then once they get that shopping spree, I'm speaking Ruby. We try to take as many people from distributor to Ruby in their first 30 days. I'm speaking Ruby, speaking Ruby, speaking Ruby. And I'm just, hey, this is what you need. Let's get those 3 DTs. I'm making sure as they get their first 4 loyal customers that they're also marketing that effectively, because we all know everybody's like, I can't get customers. And then they get 5,947. I can't get distributors. Okay. So I'm trying to cohesively help them with their posting and their marketing all at the same time. It's like, hey, let's get you customers, because yes, people probably might support you more than they're going to want to partner with you. But if we can get them support, then we can start marketing effectively and helping people see that something's actually happening, that you have some kind of momentum happening, that you have some progress to your story. And I find that if I can help them get that shopping spree, it gives them a win under their belt. They get excited. They're earning a little bit of a paycheck. They get a reason to celebrate, but it can start us on the path for them finding distributors.
Yeah, I love it. So one of the questions that someone had is, what things does she do to and for her team daily or weekly to keep the spunk or motivation going?
So that is an overflow of who I am. I believe that well, here's the deal. I believe this industry, take it for what it's worth. I believe it's like the key. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's 3 parts to succeeding with this business. And then in this industry, okay, specifically it works because we all know it's the best, right? So you have enrolling and recruiting. I'm sure a majority of you have that down pat, right? You might not be where you want to be. Calm down. Self-critical ones. Okay. I'm not perfect. I didn't enroll 18 distributors. You're fine. Breathe. Okay. But you know how to enroll. You know how to recruit. You might not do it to the capacity you want, but you know how to do that. Yeah. The next leg to the business is leadership. We got to be able to lead ourselves, right? We got to be able to lead others. And those are really all you need in life. You need to know how to sell. You need to know how to lead and manage. You make $1 million doing that. But the third leg is duplication. Mm-hmm. We want our people to do what we do. And so a lot of us, what we do is we know how to enroll customers, and then we sign one distributor and we're like, whoop, duplication, go do what I did. Yay, duplicate, go duplicate. And have you ever gotten frustrated when someone didn't do what you want? Can you drop a 3 in the chat? Okay. You were like, why is she not doing it? Why is she not running like I'm running? Why does she want it like I want it? Why doesn't it click? Why does she ask me so many questions? Why is she so annoying? Right? We all kind of have this. Okay. I'm a red. I expect you to see it like I see it, run like I run, want it like I want it, work like I work. Now, I've learned to not have that expectation, or excuse me, I've learned to not place that expectation on other people, but that's just a part of who I am. Yeah. That I do expect that out of people, but I've learned not to project that expectation. It's hard work. But I still get frustrated some days.
I was going to say that takes discipline.
It's hard. It's not easy, and I'm not perfect with it. But a lot of us want to go from enrolling and recruiting to duplication. Yeah. And we miss this vital piece called leadership. And then we either like, well, I'm not a good leader. No, you don't know how to lead yourself. Yeah. Because all I know is everything I do. I don't need to know every report in eSuite. I don't need to know all the different ways to send a host to post. I don't need to know all the ins and outs of attraction marketing. I just need to know what I've done. I get to swim down and help others do the same thing. Yeah. And it might not look the same. They might not do it the same. It might take something different, but I at least have one example of what's working. Or maybe I have an example of what not to do. Like, oh girl, I tried that. Boo, don't do that. Okay. And so I think that the leadership piece is the most important. So I tell you that to say, when I say that my passion, it is out of an overflow of who I am. Yeah. Because I've been filling my cup since January of 2017. I stay ready. You don't got to get ready if you stay ready. I stay ready. I don't have all the answers, you guys. I don't want all the answers. Okay. Like, no. Okay. My brain can only hold so much capacity. All right. And so I got to pick and choose what I can keep up there. Okay. I don't want to know all the answers, but I know where to find answers. And I might not have walked through that specific situation, but I've read a book about it. Right. I've learned something about it. I know someone that knows how to handle that, so I can connect the dots. And so, I serve my team every day out of an overflow of who I am and out of an overflow of what I would desire. My enroller left 2 days before I went presidential, almost a year ago, just over a year ago. Okay. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now, Alyssa's not going anywhere. So y'all jokers, calm down. Okay.
Yeah,
She's
you're
amazing.
stuck with me.
Y'all love her. Okay. Y'all worship the ground she walks on. But my enroller really was, I don't want to say toxic, but she really showed me an example of what I didn't want to be. And that's okay. We all have that. Hopefully, there is someone in this business that, or in the industry, right? I know that sounds rude, you guys, but we need those examples in our life. We need the example of what not to say, what not to be, what not to do, and that serves us. And so a lot of my passion and desire came out of what I've wished I've always had. I wished I had a woman that I just looked up to and admired, and she could teach me everything about how successful she is. Even in the church, I never had that. And over 10 years of ministry, me and my husband did together, I never had that pastor's wife that would just pour into me, or that leader that would just pour into me. And, it's just, so I think for me, like, I just show up. So I do 3 things every day. Number 1, I pour into myself, non-negotiable. Like, I don't know how many times I need to say it. Since January of 2017, I've been doing personal development. Yeah. And I'm still a jacked up person. It's fine. Okay. But I've been doing it because my business deserves my best. My husband deserves my best. My kids deserve my best. And my business deserves my best. And Jesus Christ deserves my best. And so I think I am worth pouring into every day. I am worth, my best days are ahead of me because I'm constantly growing this and growing this. It's like a pat thing. What was I just doing? Rubbing pat. And so I'm pouring into myself. The next thing I'm doing is running my business.
Yes.
Sometimes we want to focus so much on our team that we're not leading, and that's not okay. That's called managing. And you might not have all intentions of doing this, right? You might not be like, fill out your steps to success. That's not what a manager looks like. But a lot of times, you know what we do? We stay ready on our phone to customer service our team. Oh, I'm going to be available for every single answer. Oh, I'm going to be a good leader. A good leader does the work. You are running your business first. You're not waiting for your downline to work so you make more money. You're running your business first. And so notice the first 2 things I say are about me. I am my first responsibility. I learned that when I was a lifeguard. Don't ask me to save you. I was the worst lifeguard ever. Okay. Ever. Okay. And so like, I was the last lifeguard that like, I came in last every time I had to get recertified for everything. Okay. I don't even know why they allowed me to be a lifeguard. And it was really pathetic. So I almost drowned a couple times. It was bad, y'all. Okay. And so, but they taught us that in lifeguard. As a lifeguard, if you go down to save someone and they try to pull you under because they're freaking out, you kick them off of you and you go back and get air. You save yourself. Okay. And so that like, I spend those first 2 things on me. But then the third thing that I do every day is I am there for my team. Screenshots, being available, sending voice memos, encouraging, loving on them, asking them how life is, Zooming with them, but we don't need to over Zoom. There's so many times we hop on Zoom when it could be a quick 2-second voice memo, right? I got girls that'll be like, hey, can we Zoom today? Maybe. What you need? Oh, I just want to know where to place my customer. Ain't no Zoom. Okay. So you got to like monitor yourself. But I do those 3 things every day. And you guys, if you think about an hour, you could break those 3 things up into 20 minutes. 40 minutes is about you. 20 is personal development. 20 is your business. And then 20 is your distributors and helping them, coaching them, serving them, whatever they need.
What does your 6 list look like? Do you have one that you use like specifically for your business every day?
I don't. I do things in odd numbers. So I do a 5 list. But I really don't have it written down. I think that it's pretty much just I'm not a green. And so I'm not a very structured person, but I found as a blue, I have to be very habitual. I found that as greens, we do really well with routine and with cultivating habits. So I can tell you the things I do every single day. Every single day, I add people to my network. That's a non-negotiable. Also, because every single day I share my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't share my story every single day if I don't have new people that want to listen.
Yes.
Or block me. You know what I mean? And so I have to add new people every single day. I have to post and share my story every single day. I also utilize video every single day. Maybe it's a Facebook Live, maybe it's live in my stories, but you have to talk in front of the camera. Okay. Now I run my business. I should preface this. I run my business all on social media. That's just my favorite thing. And I like that. I left corporate America because I wanted freedom and I wanted time. I am looking forward to growing. I am intrigued by the idea of utilizing the new pop-up shop. But I've got some fears that I'm working through. I've got some things that I'm, conquering internally. And, I don't really know how to network. I'm not a really good small talk person. It actually makes me really uncomfortable. I like to go really deep with people. And so, I don't think it's appropriate for me to have someone that walks by that's heavier set and been like, so at what time did you start pounding the donuts? What happened in your life when you were 5 that made you just want to eat everything in sight? I don't think that's really appropriate. So I also want to be a counselor. And so, I just, for me, I have to share my story. I have to be on video. To me, being on video is the equivalent of getting face to face with people because I need people to see me and to love me. Also interacting on other people's stuff. I can't just expect people to come to me. I have to go to them. So I'm very intentional with that every single day, making sure that I go to people, making sure that I'm encouraging people and loving on people. And I'm sure there's another thing I do every single day, but I'm very intentional with that. And Jason finally, because I'm not a green, but my husband is, he got me to do some calendar blocking. And that's just where you literally tell your time where to go. I know where my blue's at, foreign concept, right? But if you tell your time where to go, you can't say no to all, or you can't say yes to all the bad things. Yeah. And so I'm very intentional with my time, and I space out that time to make sure that I'm intentional with, I'm in my messenger at least these 30-minute chunks throughout my day because I'm in a lot of group chats. And then, I'm engaging on my social media this amount during the day because that's very intentional. I need to build those relationships. Mm-hmm. I spend this amount of time going through friend requests or emptying out my pending folder or, all those things. I block those in my day, but I'm always adding new. I'm always sharing my story. I'm always loving on people, and I'm always getting in front of people face to face. Those are just some of the things that are naturally ingrained in me every single day. They might differentiate a little bit depending on if I'm out of town. But I'm always doing those things every single day.
So good. So before we end this call, it's been so amazing. I'm so excited. And I know that so many people have aha moments, but I want to know, what would you say to that person who maybe they're just getting started and they haven't quite made the decision that you made? Or maybe they've been in for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and they haven't made that decision yet to go all in, to be all in. What would you say to them?
This business has absolutely changed my life. Honestly, I think for me, you have to find that thing. You just have to find that thing. When I first started, I joined and I immediately cried. And I wrote, I don't know if I can find it. Hold on real quick. If I can find it in 2 seconds, we'll talk about it. If it takes me longer, then I'm not going to share it. Oh, hold on. I got it. When did I join? 2016. So I wrote this the day after I joined. You can see it says May 25th, 2016. And I wrote this the morning after I joined. I said, why the heck did I become a distributor? I'm feeling nervous as all get out, and I do not believe this is going to work. And I've had that time stamped in my phone. And I remember when I first joined, I cried. You guys ever have a holy crap moment? I just cried.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what I thought. My blue was really out of control when I first joined. I was very emotional. I was a very, very broken person. And I still am. I'm still learning to heal. But I was very broken. And I was just afraid of the judgment of others. I was so paralyzed by that. And I've worked so hard to step away from the crowd. And I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I'm still growing. But for the first 7 days, I just cried on and off, and I was so paralyzed by fear. And when I woke up, I didn't earn a paycheck, so I didn't work those first 7 days. I posted, I did what my enroller told me to do, but I was like dying on the inside, right? And so when I woke up June 1st, I like actually worked my business. And I decided to go to Google. Maybe some of you have heard the story before, but I decided to go to Google and just look for an inspirational quote, because that's what like boss babes do, right? Like they have like a powerful quote that talks to them. And I found a quote that said, every time I choose to stop, I disqualify myself. And it's still on my bathroom mirror to this day. This month will be 3.5 years I've been in the business. And we moved across state. It was the first thing I did. I literally bought lipstick at Walgreens on the way over, because I don't wear lipstick, on the way over. And I wrote it on bathroom mirror when I first got in the house. Every time I choose to stop, I disqualify myself. And what that meant to me June 1st of 2016 was that I got to stop playing victim.
Yes.
I got to not playing victim, excuse me. I got to stop having a victim mindset. Let me separate that. I've never been a victim, but I have been a victim mindset. And so if you've been a victim, I apologize, because there's a difference. But I had a victim mindset, and every time I choose to stop, it's a choice. You make choices every day. You're going to choose if you make a decision, or you're going to choose not to. You're going to choose to operate with intent. I just did a Facebook Live on that before coming on here. You're going to choose to operate with intent, or you're going to choose not to. You're going to choose to change your circle and start getting around more people that have what you want. You'd be shocked, if you just start hanging around people that make $10,000 a month. Watch what happens to you in the next 6 to 12 months of your life.
Yes.
The 5 people that you hung around had the money that you wanted to make. And you saw the way that they acted, and I didn't realize that. I had a couple people this weekend. They're like, wow, you are so, like, you seem a lot different. Like, you're so quiet and you're kind of laid back and you're not like real loud and out there. And they're like, you're not like, you've never been rude or obnoxious, but you're just always so loud and bubbly. And I'm like, you know what? I'm learning that I don't always have to talk to be heard. Like I've just kind of like, because I'm going someplace different. It requires something different. I can't act like I used to act when I was a Ruby. I can't act the way, you know what I'm saying? And so every time I choose to stop, every time I choose to quit on myself, every time I choose to stop wanting to be in freedom, wanting to spend as much time with my family, wanting to give back, wanting to fulfill the call that God has on my life, every time I choose to stop, I disqualify myself. It's always me. It's never my job. It's never my upline. It's never the company. It's never the product. It's never the customer service. It's never any of these things, right? It's never my pastor. It's never what mommy and daddy said to me when I was little. Trust me, I have mommy, daddy issues too. It's never any of those things. It's never the boy that told me I was ugly for 2 years in high school. It was never the economics teacher that sat in front of my desk and I tried to miss his class every chance that I could because he was so mean to me, and he sat in front of me and told me how stupid I was one day in front of the entire class and how I'd amount to nothing. It's never been him. It's always been me. I chose to hold myself back. I chose to allow life to happen to me and not for me. And so every time you choose to stop, you are disqualifying yourself. So what if this brought you financial freedom? And what if this brought you home to your babies? And what if this allowed you to go buy that brand new mama, single mama, who's broken down on the side of the road, driving a hoopty. She's got 3 kids. Her husband left her. You want to know what's real weird? I think about that. I'm like, man, I'm going to see a mom one day broken down. Like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I'm going to see a single mom broken down on the side of the road one day with her kids. And she's not going to be able to afford whatever's wrong with her car. And I'm just going to take her and I'm just going to go buy her a new car because I can. Because that's not normal. Because that's weird. And I want her to say, who are you? And I don't even want to tell her my name. I want to do stuff like that. I want to change lives and I want to make an impact. And why not me? And why not you? What's holding you back? Nothing. Nothing's holding you back but you. You lack nothing. And so just go all in. What if you gave it a year? And what if you really gave it a year? Maybe you've been on here a year and you're like, I've given it a year. No, you haven't. Not with that attitude. What if you really showed up? And what if you really gave up to go up? And what if you really sacrificed? What could you do?
Mm-hmm.
And I know Alyssa went ambassador in like, 2 minutes. What is that to you? I'm just kidding. What if in the next year, what if November 4th, 2020, what if your life didn't look the same as it did right now?
Yeah.
Does your life look the same as it did November 4th, 2018? Are you at the same pay? Are you driving the same car? Are you wearing the same clothes?
Mm-hmm.
If that's not reason enough, I don't know what to tell you.
So good. Oh my gosh, so good. So what are you most excited for, Ashleigh, going into a new year?
Knowing it's going to be my best year yet. I walked in and I shared a little bit Saturday night. I walked into this year with so much fear. We had a great 2018 personally, financially, our business, our team was winning. We had such a great year last year. And anyone ever promote, and after every promotion, you think you're a one-hit wonder? You just drop a 4 in the chat. Or after, like, I don't know, anything good in your life happens. That was like always me. I'm like, I was good enough to get it once, but I can't do it again. And so I came into this year just with a lot of fear. And it's like, oh, I did it once. Can I do it again? Can I do it again? And I'm winning so much this year, and it doesn't look the same as it did last year, and I get to know that I can do it again. And so
Yes.
next year is going to be the third time around. It's going to be a third big mountain that I climb. And I don't know what's waiting for me. I know I've got some big goals that I've set, and I'm just excited because I'm going to go into the year with so much more confidence that I did this year. And even with all the doubt and the fear that I came into 2019 with, there were still so many amazing things that I've been able to accomplish personally. So many demons that I've just like skeletons I've drug out of the closet and tore them apart and buried them. And,
Been there.
yeah. And our tribe has done so many amazing things this year. And there's been so many things that have shifted in my business and my leadership and my personal life. And I know that that pain is not wasted. And I've already seen growth because when you stick with it and you fall, I always say it wrong, fall down 7 times, get up 8. I'm always like, if you fall down 8 times and get up 7, Jason's like, that means they stayed down. And so, if you fall down 7 times and you get up 8, you learn to get up faster. And I think a lot of times we try to avoid the loss. We try to avoid the failures or the punches. And what we need to stop doing is avoiding them. And we need to start hitting them head on, because we learn how to get up quicker. We learn how to bounce back faster and stronger. And so I think I know I can do it again, because I not only did it once, but I've done it a second time. And this year's not over. There's no slow season, you guys. There's so much time left this year. And we just popped 2 double diamonds last month. I was so proud of that. I was like, massive victory in the tribe. And, it's been a minute since we popped someone double diamond, a couple months. And so I just finishing, 2020 already started for me in June. So I think just finishing this year strong, but I'm going to go in with so much confidence next year, knowing that I'm becoming the person my results require. And I know it. I'm not looking back saying, oh, I should have done that different. I'm literally allowing the Holy Spirit to guide me in the moment and just rip apart the things, and it feels like it's so painful, but there's so much growth on the other side. And I just know that I'm not a one-hit wonder. I know that I reached the top of the company and I did something great again, and I can do it again. I can do it a third time. And so I'm just excited to climb up the 2020 mountain and see whatever it is. And I'm excited. I'm not fearful. So that's a huge win. I'm looking forward to that the most, like just it coming.
And it's coming. I'm so excited for you. And I thank you guys. When you get off of here, I want you to really sit and think of, have I made that decision, and what that looks like for you, and what your life could look like a year from now. If you make that decision tonight, just like Ashleigh did in 2017, and you just go all in and you give it 100%, and you give it a year at 100%, what would your life look like? I want you to journal that. Fill out a few pieces of paper if you need to, of what your life would look like. Look at Ashleigh's life since she's made that decision. And it's a daily decision. Every single day you wake up, you're excited. You're proud of what you do. I am so proud to be a part of this company. I am so proud to be a part of this industry, because it is unlike any other. And when you stand in that and you own that and you take ownership that you're building a business, what is your life going to look like a year from now?
And I want to challenge you guys. I want to take that a step further. I love that she
let's do it.
That. One thing that I did is well, I'm not going to go in the story because it's kind of long, but one thing I want to challenge you to do is I want to challenge you to think about who do you want to become and what do you want on November 4th of 2020? And I want you to just write a sentence or two, or maybe it's a word, or maybe it's a number. For me, it was a number. I wrote on May 24th. I was a diamond leader. My husband wasn't only an emerald. This was May 24th, 2017. So May 23rd, 2017. I'm sorry. It was one day before my 1-year anniversary. And I watched The Secret, kind of hokey pokey. It's, you got to skip all the voodoo parts and just pretend it's all faith in Jesus. And they said, write down the amount, focus on what it is that you want. That's the biggest takeaway I got from that documentary. And long story short, I wrote $6,000 on a piece of paper and I put it above my toilet paper roll. You're going to be on that pot 3 to 4 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Be intentional and look at that. And so I did that. And when I opened up preliminary commissions in August, my first double diamond paycheck was $6,030. And all I did, and I know it's going to sound gross, you fine, but every time I went to the bathroom and I sat down on my toilet, I would take an extra 10 seconds. I would close my eyes and I would visualize what would it be like. What's the moment going to be like whenever I opened up my preliminary commissions? And I'm not a mental imagery type person. So if you're not, I would literally physically talk to myself. Ashleigh, you're going to go to your computers. You're going to sit down at your desk. You're going to log into your account. You're going to open your preliminary commissions and you're not going to believe it. You're going to see a $6,000 check. And at first you're going to laugh and then you're going to start crying. And then Jason's going to come around and he's going to celebrate you. He's going to hug you. He's going to tell you that he loves you and he's so proud of you. And I would literally close my eyes and talk myself through it and get that visual picture. And the more I did that, the more I didn't have to talk myself through it. And if you don't sound crazy, you're not doing it right. And so I did that and you guys, it happened to a T. It happened and it was $6,030 is what I got. And I just started laughing. And then Jason's like, oh my God, you wrote that down. And I was like, what? And I just started bawling my eyes out. And he was like, I'm so proud of you. Exactly. Like I spoke it into existence. The disposition came before the position. I casted the faith, spoke it out. And you guys just put it above your toilet paper roll. Where do you want to be in the next 12 months? And just
I'm doing it.
Focus. Do it.
Yep.
Start a thread. Alyssa's going to start a thread on the team page above the toilet. Everyone take a picture of your toilet paper roll. Wipe off the dust for the love. Okay. Us critical people, we be judging that dust roll. Okay. I thought you wipe off the dust, but do it. And it's out there. I still have it. I still have it somewhere. And then I did it again when I wanted my 3 first diamonds. And I got that a few months later. And it's just something I believe in the power of that. And so I want to challenge you to do that. That's my gift to you guys.
I'm so proud of you, Ashleigh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was an honor.
You guys, give her some love. I want to know some of your aha moments in the chat really quickly. I know you guys have so many. And I just want to say, Ashleigh, that knowing and just hearing you talk, you can tell how hungry you are for growth. And I think that when you made that decision, you also made a decision for your growth and just every single day pouring into yourself. You truly become such a different person when you do that. And I am so grateful that, how do you even pick? I'm just so grateful, Ashleigh, that you jumped on here with us tonight. Thank you so much. You are so appreciated. And you guys, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. This is recorded. It will be uploaded. Thank you so much, Ashleigh. Good night, guys.